So I'm walking back from the bank, and I so let me just check my eyebrows because my eyebrows don't always look nice. And I had kind of a an adventure over the weekend. So on Thursday, um, I went to. So I'm minoring in Japanese, right? And also, this must be weird because you guys never see me what I look like. Um, but, but, um, so I'm minoring in Japanese. I went back to college, um, and we took a trip to Showa, Boston, and and it was a very lovely time. We got to meet people from Japan there. Very nice. But then they said they were going to have a setup at Anime Boston that weekend. So, I mean, I was kind of like on the fence of whether or not I was going to go to that. But I decided to do so anyway. Um, I have never really. I have never really been to a convention before. Um, it's never really interested me, but I considered it because Nami was going to be there, and Nami used to be known as Tsukumo Sana, who was my Oshi in Hololive. So, I consider, but I I didn't know I was gonna do it, so that was kind of like the push I needed. So I went. It was my first convention, and it was very nice. I saw Nami. She was so lovely. She's such a sweetheart. She really is. And but I cut her off mid-sentence, probably because I was nervous. For those who know, it's she's always posting about Sonic and Shadow being shipping Sonic and Shadow together. So I noticed she was wearing a hoodie that was Sonic and Shadow. So I had to say something. But at the same time, it's like, what was she gonna say? What was she gonna say? And now I'll never know. So next time, hopefully there will be a next time, and she'll come back to Boston. So hopefully I get to redeem myself in the eyes of my Oshi. We're coming up, so there is a rabbit corpse on the sidewalk, and I'm gonna I don't want to show you guys this. It really is very grisly, very horrible. I don't know about you guys, but okay, let me just... Poor thing. It doesn't look like it was run over, but it was probably attacked by something in the night. Maybe someone's cat. Oh, poor thing. All life is precious. I don't subscribe to the the idea that, humans are just... Human life is more valuable than everything else. Life is life, and for me, that's like seeing a human corpse on the ground. I don't know if that is for any of you, but it is very upsetting. Anyway, let's try to refrain and try to enjoy life once again. And then I got to see a Hololive concert. And it was Iris, Zeta, and Ina performing. And I got to sit with the nicest group of people. But I never got their contact information. Which is such a bummer because we could be friends. So hey, if you were I put out a few feelers, like misconnection feelers throughout the internet, but hey, if you were at the Anime Boston Hololive performance, and you sat in the back 2 rows, and if someone whose Oshi was Sana rings any bells, that's me, and I'd love to catch up with you guys and be buddies. Because you guys were all, the performance was great, but you guys are what made it great. Like, I mean, it was a great performance by itself, but it was the difference between, sitting in my room and watching a stream of them singing. I've been very critical of idol culture. I think the bad outweighs the good a lot in idol culture. Especially now with the stuff about Holostars, kind of like, because for no other reason than they're men, just getting treated so awfully, them losing all their support. It's very bad. But when you're in the crowd, man, and you feel the enthusiasm, there was a girl behind me, in the very back row, who was cheering her heart out, right? And her enthusiasm was infectious. Like, just going, hi. It was great. By the way, I never got your name, but if you're out there and you were that person, hit me up because I want to be your friend, because you were awesome. On the way out, I said, oh, you were such a champ. And they really were. I'm at my house, so I'm just gonna finish this thought, and then I'll go. But yeah, you really were. So I want to be your friend because you were awesome. So if you're out there and you remember the guy who said you were such a champ, you really were. So yeah, wish I got the contact information. Really wish I did, but because I think we would be great friends. Like when you're in the crowd, it's electric. That's the best way I can describe it. It's electric. You feel the rhythm, you get engaged, and you do things you never thought you would. I clap to the beat. I raise my fist up in the air, like I didn't have a glow stick, but I did the motion anyway, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was great. And then I never found the Showa Boston. Setup. So that was kind of another regret. But yeah, it was my first convention, and it was very nice. I enjoyed all of it. But the weirdest thing happened. So when I got into the train, okay, I just kind of like deflated. Like, I just hyper fixated on the things that I would like to go back and redo. Like, I would like to keep my mouth shut when Nami was talking. I'd like to be more proactive getting contact information, and I'd like to actually find the Shoah Boston Institute and follow up on the friends I've made there, which is, because I never got their contact information either, and I do regret that. But, I'm saying but a lot. One of them did ask me for my Instagram, and I don't really use it. I post screenshots from MMOs, and that was kind of the bit I was doing. So I don't know, I might post this there, and start using that again, because that was a missed opportunity that I missed because of that. So, and also there were so many cool cosplayers going around, and it's it was tough. I wanted to be friends with everyone, okay? And oh, everyone was so cool. And it's I had no reason to talk to anyone. It was I was in a crowd, but I was all alone. So yeah, that was my experience. I looked it up, and apparently what I'm going through is post-con depression, and I asked my therapist about that. It's a real thing. It's basically the emotional equivalent of a sugar crash. So I asked him, okay, because this guy, my therapist, has actually been he was actually there at Anime Boston. I never saw him, but, so I asked him, okay, you're a con goer. How do you deal with this new emotion that I'm feeling? How do you deal with that? And he just said radical acceptance, which basically amounts to, it is what it is. And I don't know how I feel about that. What is my insurance paying you for? I mean, he's a great guy, but I don't know. So I wanted to kind of make this as kind of a little journal, because I don't like inaction. I wanted to do something about it. I hate feeling terrible, and it was such a fun experience. I want to keep it a positive memory and not focus on the tiny negatives. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much, I accomplished what I wanted to do here. So I'll leave it with a quote from one of my favorite anime, Gurren Lagann. Get going, Simone. Just don't get distracted by the what ifs, should haves, and if onlys. The one thing you choose for yourself, that is the truth of your universe.